welcome sensational Scorpios. My name's Rose Smith from absolutesoulsecrets.com and I'm here to do your December horoscope. And wow, what a big month it's going to be for everyone. In fact, there's so much going on in the heavens this month that really sets the tone for the 2020s, which it's just unbelievable to think the year's gone so fast, and in another few short weeks we'll be into 2020. But just a quick note about how I do these live streams / videos. I'll do a little bit of astrology to start, then a psychic introduction on what I see as the key energies around Scorpios at the moment and throughout December. Then I'll do some tarot, draw some cards for you, and then a psychic summary at the end just to summarize everything that's going on. The key, I guess you'd say keywords, the key keywords for December. Okay, so firstly, astrologically, we have two eclipses this month, a solar and a lunar eclipse, which it's normal that two go together. And then we have Jupiter changing signs as it does every year. So what will happen is on the 3rd, which I think is tomorrow in fact, because I'm rather late doing these this month, but on the 3rd Jupiter changes sign going into Capricorn. And for you, dear Scorpios, that's going to affect your 3rd house, which is all about communications, sharing information, your mind. It could also involve your siblings if you have any, and your local area. But probably out of that, I would say that learning, teaching, sharing information, communications and study are probably the highlighted points for the month, okay, which we'll go through that now. So 10th sees Mercury joining the Sun in your 2nd house. Now 2nd house is a place of values, your value systems, and this often includes your finances and your possessions. The Sun in there is likely to be making you feel a bit more content about your financial situation, more content than usual. So you may not be happy with it, but somehow in December it's not quite as bad as, you know, what you normally may think. Okay, so with Mercury going in there, there's likely to be a lot of communications going back and forth between, you know, about your finances or about your possessions or the things that you actually value in your life. The 11th sees a lunar eclipse in your 8th house. Now the 8th house is all about shared resources. It's other people's money, it's intimacy, it's hidden deep things, maybe taboos, maybe sex. So there's a lot going on down there. It's a bit of a strange house to be thinking about. On one hand, other people's money and then sex in the same sort of house. But it's about that sharing of the energy. So that's the underlying theme. And with a lunar eclipse there's likely to be a lot of transformation, a lot of changes coming up to process over the next couple of months about that. A lunar eclipse is sort of the feminine, deeper, darker energies within. So it's like sitting with these inner realities. Maybe you're not happy in your present relationship, or your sex life isn't all that you would hope for. Or maybe to do with other people's money. It could be loans. It could be your superannuation money, or in the US it's called 401k. There might be some changes there. Or yeah, maybe you're after a home loan or a car loan or something like that. So a lot of changes going on there, and also intimacy is involved. So you're going to sit with this energy for a while, and then later on in the month the solar eclipse is going to bring it more out into the physical world. 21st sees the Venus go into your 4th house of home and family. This is a beautiful energy. It's likely, and it's great actually for this month, because, you know, for those of us who celebrate Christmas, to have Venus in the home, it bodes well for celebrations and family get-togethers. You know, there's likely to be cooperation, harmony, contentment and peace. So that's ideal. The 22nd sees the sun, and the 25th sees the new moon solar eclipse, and this is all happening in your 3rd house again. So joining Jupiter already there, Saturn and Pluto's already there, and so there's so much activity going on in your 3rd house. You could really be thinking about studying, somehow retraining or improving your mind. It's all about your mind. And the knowledge that you get, and how you share that knowledge and that wisdom, you know, out into broader society. So you might come up with some brilliant ideas about, you know, doing these live streams or videos, blogging. It's particularly good if you have a business. It's great for marketing and promotion. You know, you're really getting your ideas out there and expressing yourself. Okay, so astrologically, I could actually talk a lot about this, but we won't, given now that I'm going to do a psychic intro for you to see what the month has in store psychically, spiritually. Okay, Scorpio for December 2019. All right, they're showing me, okay, this has got a couple of meanings. It could be on the physical level. I'm seeing fuel go into the car. So be careful you don't run out of fuel in your vehicle. But more likely it means that you need spiritual nurturance. You need to be topped up. You need some spiritual food to sustain you. So, you know, it's all very well to have, you know, physical food, and we'll be concentrating on that later on in the month. You know, if we... If you're celebrating Christmas, you probably have some, you know, big amount of food at Christmas Day and Boxing Day and all of those holidays. However, this is spiritually speaking. So you need very good nurturing sustenance to feed you spiritually, and you probably need to go out and interact with other people, okay, to get that. We can get so much from ourselves, but, you know, we don't live in caves. We're not supposed to be hermits. We're supposed to be interacting with the rest of the world, and we can feed each other spiritually by, you know, expressing ourselves in our own spiritual experiences, for example. Okay, so alrighty, let's now go to the board, and I will do a quick tarot reading for you. I'm going to pull a card for every week, and I've just briefly shuffled these up again, and we're looking now for the first week of the month for Scorpio. Okay, so we've got here, this is Swords. I have to put my glasses on. I think it's the Six of Swords actually. Yes, the Six of Swords. All right, this is again about your mind. So Scorpios, the focus is on your mind this month. Now, you may have been through a difficult situation just recently, and this is about you moving away from that situation to a place of safety, relative safety and peace. You could be thinking about all that you went through. If you haven't been through it recently, this might be a flashback to something that happened in your past, even your childhood. Okay, because whatever happens to us, it doesn't actually die. The energy's still there, but it's how we cope with it, and how we, you know, resolve it in ourselves, and then we can heal it and release it and move forward. So this is a very beneficial card for healing the past, and so I feel you moving away from a less than pleasant situation into something better. You could be thinking about that in the first week of the month. and letting go of that. And I feel like you've already let go of that substantially, but there's still a few little tendrils that are hanging on, you know, and you're going to cut those and move forward, free. Okay, so now we're looking at the second week of the month, Scorpios, and we come up with the Four of Swords. Again, a very sort of mentally taxing energy. Swords is always about cutting, dissecting, analysing. And you could be looking back on your past and analysing the past so you can decide which bits you need to let go of. This indicates time for recuperation is needed. See if you can slow down your brain and, you know, stop those racing thoughts and really give yourself time out. It's a time for rest, you know, and rest can be laying down and sleeping, obviously, or it can be a little bit more active than that. Go out into nature, and nature heals. Go to a forest, go to the beach, go away from people, away from distraction, away from your phone or your devices, because you need time to recuperate and rejuvenate. So especially in the second week and leading up to the holidays, don't try to do too much, as we often all do at this particular time of year. Looking to the third week now of December for Scorpio, and we come up with Scorpio, and we come up with the Page of Pentacles. All right, some good news about your finances, your possessions, what you value. Okay, there's action to be taken. Things are not going to, you know, just fall in your lap, but somebody could help you. An authority figure or somebody in a position of power could help you in some way, and particularly with regard to finances or your possessions. Maybe you get some sort of government pension or something like that, and you might find that the person that you deal with is more helpful than usual. And so just be on the lookout for opportunities where your finances, your possessions, your values, things that you value, so that can even be integrity, kindness, honesty, things like that. But where those things come up and where there's some good news and some help for you in the third week. Okay, so that's Christmas, just before Christmas. All right, so from the 21st on to the end of the month, the last 10 days of the month, let's come up with a card now for you, sensational Scorpios, and see what we get. And we get the Ace of Wands. Okay, this is great. This is a new start, a new beginning, all right? Lots of new growth and opportunity for you. And you'll see this hand coming out from the cloud. This is like Spirit is offering you an opportunity. Again, action has to be taken. There's a baseball bat here. So, you know, it's not, while Spirit's offering you help, you still need to take action to get the best out of it. You can see the leaves there around the baseball bat, and then there's a crown of twigs with a few little baby leaves that are hard to see, but growth coming out. So wands are inspirational, motivational energies coming up from your heart chakra and coming into your mind. See the crown? Your mind. So you can see December, sensational Scorpios, the focus is really on your thinking. And if things are not going the way you like, you can change your thinking about that. It doesn't have to be, I mean, things will play out as they do. But if you change your thinking, you're going to get a better result than, you know, just staying with the same old thoughts. If they don't, the same old thoughts are not giving you what you're looking for, time to change your thinking. But you can do that. So that's wonderful. So a great time for communicating this month, blogging, and thinking about how you want to express yourself. Now, I'll just do a quick psychic summary for you, sensational Scorps, for the month. Yeah, so there's just showing me swords again. I can just see the swords. There's also here on my right, it's like I'm going up a mountain, which is like a bit of a challenge, and it goes around a corner, and I've got the swords like this, holding the sword up, and it's almost like marching forward with the sword in the vertical position up this mountain that goes around and around the road, goes around and around the mountain. There's a challenge here, but you're well on your way and you're making progress with it. And it's a spiritual challenge, and you will get to the top, and you've already come a long way doing this. So, and you know, it's like as I walk up this mountain, they're showing me money. It's financial for many of you. They're showing me progress. So, you know, don't give up, keep going, you're on track. Then they're showing me a big eagle, you know, and that often means freedom, suggests freedom. Take the big picture view. Don't get depressed by all the small details. You know, sometimes we can focus too much on the details and get lost just in that. Take the big picture view and imagine that you're riding on the back of an eagle. Okay, all right, thanks very much, Scorpio. I hope that helps you. Please leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to click the notification bell. Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas, and happy holidays. Okay, thank you. I'll be moving on with the rest of the horoscopes. Next one will be Sagittarius. Okay, thanks again, and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.